Here I have a Creality Ender 3. To load up filament, first off, we're going to need to turn the printer on, which I'll do there. The screen will turn on and slowly start up. As it has booted, I'm going to use the little scroll wheel here to scroll to prepare. I press the center button to confirm. I scroll all the way down to preheat PLA. These enders take ABS or PLA. Usually we use PLA or PLA plus. I'm using PLA, so I hit preheat PLA. You'll see this go up to 200 and then go to 60. 200 is the nozzle temp, 60 is the bed temp. I'm going to wait for that to preheat a bit, and then we'll start loading filament. Before we load up, we're just going to make sure there's no extra filament left in this tube. So what I'll do is I'll press down this little grey button here and then pull the tube, which releases it. It's very helpful if you use pliers to grab that end bit there and just pull the filament out. Sometimes it'll be very difficult because of the molten end, it gets clogged. We're then going to push this back in there until it clicks and then give it a tug to make sure it doesn't come out. These are common for failing. If it just pulls out, then you might need to replace that. These bags are vacuum sealed to protect the filament from the oxygen. Thus, our filament is stored in what is actually cereal containers, as well as PTFE tubing that goes as close to the printer as possible. That prevents it from turning brittle, like for example some of the filament I have over here, which is just usually able to break and gives bad print quality. Watch another bit break and crumble. To load up our filament here, we're going to go in through the small silver hole in the side. So I'm going to take out a small length of filament. It does sometimes help if you cut this on a sharp angle. And then I highly recommend you bend this way. So when it goes in, it will be on the correct angle. I'm going to squeeze this down, as well as feeding it in that hole. And then by controlling how much I squeeze it, I should be able to get it in. You might have to adjust the bend like that. And then you just feed it the entire way through until you get filament out of the hot end. So that's stopped right there. You can now see that filament has come out the end, which means the printer is loaded. If no filament came out, then potentially the nozzle may be clogged. To unload filament, we're going to have to go back to our menu and preheat PLA. So again, printer has to be hot. Then, by simply compressing the lever here and pulling on the filament while it's warm, it will come out, and obviously you can see this end's been melted. That was in the hot end. Obviously we'll snip that off before next use. Some printers may come in an extra box. So for example, this one's in an IKEA LAT container. We've got a cereal box with PTFE tubing running to the inside, and then the filament's coming out straight into the printer regularly. Just makes it a bit more difficult to feed it in, but once you've done it a few times you can do it practically blind. The boxes add some protection, as well as keeps the heat in and a few other things.